Hello and welcome to Juris Edge Academy's YouTube channel. Today we will talk about how to start your preparation for CLAT PG 2025 exam. So as you guys know that we have approximately 10 to 11 months to prepare for this exam. So aspirants who are really serious about cracking this exam, whether for their dream LLM college or for getting into PSUs, this video will help you to understand what are the full details of this exam and how to basically start preparation for this exam. So let's start with the first thing, that is the eligibility for this exam. So the eligibility is pretty straightforward. You just need to have a LLB degree, LLB, BLLB, whatever the name of your bachelor's degree is, with minimum 50% marks. Now there are different requirements for SCs and STs. So whenever you're applying, make sure that you are eligible. Second thing is there is no upper age limit. So it does not matter how old you are. If you want to pursue LLM or if you want to get into PSUs, although PSUs may have their own age limit, so you can definitely apply for this exam. Third very important thing is that final year students are eligible to apply, because this is a common doubt among students that the exam will be in December of the year and we will be graduating next year. So are we eligible? The answer is yes. If you are in your final year, you are eligible to appear for this exam. Now let's talk about the tentative exam date. So CLAT has changed its pattern a little bit from the last 2 years, and now the exam is held in December. So if you will be taking admission in the year 2025, that is July of 2025, then your exam will be held in December 2024. So for people who are targeting this exam, please know that the dates have now changed. It is not now held in May, which was earlier the pattern. Now the exam will be held in the month of December 2024. Now coming to the question of what is the format of this exam. So the format also has undergone a few changes over the time of years. There will be 120 MCQs for you guys, which will be in a comprehension passage format, which means that you will be given a passage and then there will be some questions under it. Now, number of passages may also vary, because since 2020, when they introduced this pattern, they have not followed any particular format as to how many comprehension passages it will contain. So for example, it may have 12 passages with 10 questions each, or it may have 20 passages or 24 passages. So it will really depend, but the total number of MCQs will be 120. Now you will get 2 hours to attempt this exam. Now this has to be understood that comprehension reading takes time. So from now onward, you have to start building on your reading speed. Lastly, there's a negative marking of 0.25 mark. Now let's come to the syllabus for this exam. So CLAT syllabus has now increased in the sense that now they check your holistic understanding of law. So they have covered almost all important subjects of your law school in this exam pattern. So you can see that the important subjects are constitutional law, criminal law, which will include IPC, CRPC as well as evidence law, then public international law, jurisprudence and family law. Now these are very, very important. Apart from that, contract law and company law also carry good weightage, but then there are some subjects like tort law or environmental law, IPR, taxation and labor law, which may sometimes be asked, so your basics of these subjects should also be clear. But looking at the pattern, the most important subjects which are always asked and which have a high weightage is constitutional law, criminal law, PIL, jurisprudence and commercial law. So make sure that you give enough emphasis on the important subjects. Now let's start with how to begin your preparation, because that is the first question that comes in your mind, that since there's so much syllabus, they will also ask recent judgments. So how to start and where to begin? So you should go through first of all previous year papers, because that will help you understand the pattern as to what kind of questions are coming. So look at the previous year papers from the year 2020 to 2024. Then make a timeline for your concept completion. So for example, if you're starting a preparation in January, have a target that you will finish all your basic concepts by the month of July. So it really depends on when you start your preparation. Depending on that, you should make a timeline that within this time period, I have these many goals, because that will really help you cover this very vast syllabus properly. Now let's see where to start. What are the sources that we can refer to? So first is the very important source, which is your BARE Act. BARE Act, nothing beats a BARE Act. Always refer to the BARE Act for understanding a subject. Secondly, now BARE Act may not cover everything. There may be some doctrines, some other basic concepts, some landmark judgments, which also have to be read. So for this, you can refer to a LLM guide. You can also refer to any other book which has these concepts in brief, but LLM guides are generally preferable because they are particularly made for these exams. Third is you should start preparing for your legal recent development part as well. So start following legal news and judgments from January 2024 onward. Now let's come to the last question, how to cover recent judgments. Now there's a misconception that the pattern has changed such that now they only ask cases. That is not true. The passage may be from a judgment, be it a recent judgment or a landmark judgment, but the questions that are asked under it may be from the judgment also, and they are mostly from the basic concepts. So you don't have to overemphasize on preparing for judgments. Rather, your focus should be on the conceptual clarity, and then on top of that, you should refer to some important judgments in the year. So the first and the most important thing on how you can approach it is to refer to monthly case list compilation. Now you can also check out our YouTube channel. We have made monthly cases which are relevant for CLAT PG, so you can refer to those as well, or you can refer to any other source where you can find important cases only. Now this will take some time and effort from you because you will have to shortlist which cases are important, because in a given month there are a lot of judgments and not all of them are important, neither are they relevant for CLAT PG. So make sure that you are doing this extra effort, or you can take any additional help from somebody in preparing this case list. Second is, you should focus, whenever you are reading the judgment, you should focus on the important facts, the findings, and the legal provisions involved. Now there are some areas that you can leave. For example, you don't have to read the arguments. You don't have to read everything from the judgment. So make sure that you know what to read, what not to read. Thirdly, don't overemphasize on quantity. Don't think that I have to cover 100, 200 judgments for me to be prepared. As I said, quality is more important, meaning that you should only focus on important judgments and not really focus on covering every judgment that has come. Secondly, the timeline. You should cover cases from the month of July 2023 to November 2024. That is an ideal timeline for covering your case laws. Now the last advice that I'm going to give you is with respect to how to succeed in this competitive exam. And this advice applies to almost all competitive exams. The first thing is taking mock tests that are relevant to the exam. Although you don't have to start taking mock tests from day one, you can start taking mock tests from the month of September onward. So you will have good 2-3 months to take mock tests. Second is, whenever you are taking mock tests, make sure that you are analyzing your performance as well, because that will help you improve. The third most important thing in cracking this exam is revision. So make sure whatever you have read, you have to revise that as well. So this brings us to the end of our video. And if you have any questions on the pattern of this exam, do let me know. If you want to check out our courses, you can do that from the link in the description. If you like this video, please like and share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.